Right, so next we come to the Waikura, Linwood-Central-Heathcote Community Board area, and Chair Alexandra Davids. Alex, thanks for joining us this morning. Looking forward to your presentation today.
Yeah.
Thanks, Matt.
You're welcome.
And I have Matt with me today. Thank you for being the clicker, Matt.
That's all right.
Okay, so to make a start, thanks so much for having us here this morning. We have a couple of Part A's coming to Council today. So I'm going to briefly discuss our first Part A, and that is the Opawaho Lower Heathcote River Guidance Plan. So we are bringing this to Council for endorsement today, and I want to say a massive thank you to Malcolm Long for your deputation today, and also to the team that have joined him here this morning. So I can't really say anything more than what Malcolm has said because he's covered it really, really well. And I will also present this during our Part A time. But I really want to make a massive emphasis on saying thank you so much to the team behind me and everybody that has been involved in bringing this plan together. There's been a lot of hours that have gone in voluntary, but also a lot of staff time as well, pulling it all together. I want to say a massive thank you to Yanni, who has put a lot of work in behind the scenes, and this has been something that he's been advocating for a very long time. So thank you, Yanni, for allowing this to take shape, and we're really looking forward to the endorsement, so this can be something that is used by a lot of other different groups around the city in different river catchment areas.
Now, Alex, I've just got a note put in front of me here that there are some technical issues with the presentation.
Oh.
So it might be that you'll just need to speak without slides,
That's
unfortunately.
cool. I feel like this happens to me all the time at the moment, so that's cool. So everybody just use your imagination, just like last time. Okay, so I wanted to bring up a request that we had at our last community board meeting, and that was for lights at Po Toi Toi basketball court. So we have already spoken about this as a board, and we felt that it would be something that would actually bring the community together a lot more and increase the use of those courts for our community. But we actually had two public forums at our last meeting discussing that. So we had Milan, who is a student from Bromley Primary School, and we also had Sarah, who is from Strengthening Linwood Youth Hub, come and present to us. Milan was representing rangatahi from the wider Linwood area, and he brought up some really good points around safety for children, obviously in the evening, and also that is an area where children are picked up from after league as well. It's a really great area for parents to be picking their children up from, so it's not just about playing basketball. He talked about no limit to participation. A lot of people can't use the courts during the day, so nighttime is a better time for them. He also spoke about the breaking of social isolation that we've obviously seen through COVID as well. And this was a very young man that was presenting, and he brought up some amazing, amazing points. So we just, as a board, we want to look at getting lights installed there. So this will be something that we will probably come back to council with at some stage. We will come back to council with, but we are seeking staff advice on that. I know in Hoonhay, they've had a similar installation and they've had really positive results from that. So I'm just here advocating for that for our community today. Our second Part A today is around the slow speed neighbourhoods in Opawa, and this has been a project with a lot of work behind it, and we just want to say a massive thank you to staff for all of that. This community has been asking for a lot of safety mitigations for a very long time, and we've pushed and pushed to get those through, but this has been a really fantastic way to actually see some positive results for this community. The board also took the opportunity to look at connecting streets that would also benefit from being lower in speed, and we have made those amendments with support from the affected community. So we would really appreciate those recommendations being accepted by the council today. And the deputations we had also brought up some other issues that are not addressed by the proposed work. So the board have requested further staff advice around parking, maintenance and safety issues. So we'll be back at a later date with a follow-up on that. And then just to finish off, we have stuff working again. How good. And just to finish off, I just wanted to bring up the wastewater treatment plant. So we've had another communications meeting involving the community. We've got some really fantastic people on that group. They're advocating very strongly for their community. So I want everybody in Bromley to know that their voices are being heard, and the people that are on that group are doing a fantastic job for you on behalf of yourselves. And I just wanted to say that one of the main themes that came from that was obviously the health aspect again, but really focusing on the fact that a lot of people in these communities, as I'm sure you've heard about before, they just can't afford to go to the doctor. You've got some really large families, and every time you're going, it just costs so much. And also there's a lack of understanding about how to access mental health support as well. So we'll be looking at ways that we can help with communications around that as a group. And just to advertise it tonight, there will be another meeting with the community at 7 p.m. at South Brighton Community Centre.
Great.
Thank you.
Thank you very much indeed. All right, thank you. Are there any questions? Aaron.
Yeah, with the basketball court, sounds good, and I'm picking they'll be motion sensitive and going for a certain amount of times, and they're not on all night. And every time someone turns up, they come alive. But the wouldn't you just use your board discretionary?
If we have enough, then we could look into that. Yep.
Yeah. I think you'd best ask a local electrician just for a straight out price rather than doing it through the whole council system, because that adds a couple of zeros, and just get a price and see if your thing can cover it.
Okay, we'll
Because
do
if
that,
you're
Aaron.
getting put around a house or a business, it's only thousands. It's not hundreds of thousands.
Yeah. No, thank you.
All right, thank you.
Yeah.
Great.
And Andrew, I will just come and give you a copy of our guidance.
All right, thank you very much indeed.
Yeah, give you 20 minutes. Yeah, the kids just keep pushing the button.
Great. Thanks very much indeed. All right, thank you. So, Alex, thanks for the presentation. And